order to scan, you have to click on any folder and you have to right click on any folder and select the option scan application. So you have created, I guess, some X model. How did you create that? Um, okay, so that's not the way. You can see scan option, right? In third, yeah. You could have used that.
Yeah, but the thing is,
It's the second icon in the top menu. Yeah. No, actually, this method, whatever you're doing, is manual way of creating modules. So it's not the scanning thing. You would create the attributes, module attributes under this, whatever, if it is link or control, that you would be creating manually in this option, create module option. Yeah, that is manual way of creating module. So in order to do the scanning thing, you have to right click on folder and use the option scan application, not the create module. Okay. So you can directly finish screen or you can go to the advanced view and check once what are the properties have been selected for the selected um, controls. So yeah, in filtered item, just minimize that to first point. In filtered items. No, no. And filter in the option filtered item, which is beside the filtered option. Selected options. How would we So these are the selected controls. Yeah, you just check for email control what the property have been selected. Yeah, yeah. If you close this page and if you come to the Tosca, you can
let me close this one. Okay.
go to Tosca. Yeah. Demo.login. For example, here we have the option shopping cart or wish list. So if you take it, the first part, shopping cart. So if I'm trying to scan it, so in the inner text for this particular control shopping cart, the value will be shopping cart in the bracket 0. So if I'm adding some product to the cart, this 0 will be upgraded to the particular number. For example, if I'm adding 3 product, so I'm adding one blue jeans, one casual golf belt, and one leather bag. So I have added 3 products. So after adding those 3 products, you can see the control has been upgraded with the number has been upgraded to 3, 0 to 3. So while scanning, what we would have done is, so we would have used the property inner text. So in the inner text, the value will be shopping cart in the bracket 0. So the value will be like that. But if you are trying to, after adding 3 product, and if you're trying to click on the shopping cart option with the same module that we created, which has the inner text of shopping cart 0 in the bracket, it will show like there is no matching tab. There is no control present in the application. We will get that error because of the dynamic number that is present within the control. So in this time of in this type of scenario, what we can do is we can use wildcard in the dynamic part. So in the place of 0, I can use the wildcard so that Tosca will ignore that dynamic part while trying to identify the control. So a wildcard is nothing but using asterisk symbol.
Okay.
Okay. So you can see, ignore the register and login button because it got unmapped because I have logged in. So there is no register or login button. So it got unmapped. So there is no issue. But taking shopping cart, you can see it got unmapped. So while you are working with some project, some application, if you are getting unmapped, if your controls are getting unmapped, you can remap the control which got unmapped. So now we are going to map the shopping cart. So map means we will, whenever you are, just assume um, the application, they have made some changes in your application and some of the controls got, some of the properties for the controls got changed. So maybe that scenario or some other, because of the properties that we selected got changed, our controls will go unmapped. So that time we can do the remap. So this is the, here you can see one link kind of icon. So that is the option called map. So if I'm clicking on, and I can select the exact control from the next page. Okay, why this shopping cart got unmapped is, previously while we scanned, the number within the bracket was 0, but now it is 3. So as the we selected the property inner text, and inner text as the value, which is shopping cart and the number within the bracket. So as the property that we selected as some dynamic value, every time the dynamic value changes, it will go unmapped. So what we can do is we can go with other properties, or we can use wildcard. I will tell you what is the purpose of wildcard. So instead of this dynamic part, I'm going to use asterisk symbol, which is called wildcard in Tosca. So after using this, what Tosca will do is it will ignore the dynamic part. So while it's trying to identify particular control, it will look for this static part, and it will ignore the dynamic part. It will not care about whatever number present within the bracket. Mm, okay. So register and login got unmarked because I'm logged in. Okay, we'll remap the wish list. And if you take demo web shop, okay, I'll save that work and I'll close this. If you take the demo web shop, so if you are creating the module for logout from this page, which is demo web shop dot books, and if you are trying to and if you are going to apparel and shoes, you can see logout button. But as we captured the logout button from books page, which is demo.webshop.books page, in Tosca, the title will be demo.webshop.books for this logout button. And if you're trying to click the logout button from different page, from this demo.webshop.apparel and shoes, it will not be Tosca will not be able to click on the logout button because the title difference, because there is some difference in title. Tosca will not be able to click on the logout button. So in order to avoid that, we can change the title. So demo web shop, and we can give the wildcard. So if we are using wildcard, if you are trying to access the logout button from any page, it will be able to click that particular logout button. But if we are not using the logout button, and if I have created the model from books page, I can access the logout button only from the books page. So in that case, we can use wildcard in the title. So even if you are taking this particular module, the title is demo webshop dot apparel and shoes. So, and if I'm trying to access the shopping cart from different page, which is demo webshop and dot books page, I'll not be able to access that because of the difference in title. So in that case, I can use asterisk symbol. So after demo webshop, I'm giving asterisk symbol. So whatever title, whatever page it is, no matter about that page, the Tosca will be able to access the particular control. So that is the usage of wildcard, using wildcard.
So the title you just changed is gonna be demo webshop dot star or demo webshop star.
Yeah, anything you can give. And if you are trying to access from the login page, it will be just demo webshop. So it's better to give demo web shop star instead of dot star.
Okay.
So for example, if I'm logging out, you can see demo web shop. The title is demo web shop. And if you want to go to some other page, some other category, if I have dot, it will look for that dot also. So it's better to give with demo web shop and asterisk symbol. Okay. So this is one thing. And as we saw now, if you are getting some error like no matching tab is found, more than two controls for, if you are getting that kind of uh, error while running the test case, that means the controls got unmapped, or we have more than two controls, sorry, more than one control that are similar in the web page that we are running the test case. So what that time we can rescan the module, the already created module. So to rescan, we will right click on the module that we want to rescan, and we can use the option rescan. So using the rescan option, we can, for example, in the menu links. Okay, we have in the menu links we have all the links which are register, login, shopping cart, and wish list, and they have added one more link in here in the menu links. For example, um, subscribe. Just assume we have one. They have added one more link called subscribe here. So you want to add that newly added control subscribe. That time also you can use the option rescan. You don't need to create the separate module for that newly added control. You can rescan the old module and you can add the newly added control subscribe. And if you want to remap, some of the controls got unmapped and you want to remap it, you can use the option rescan. If any error coming related to module, you can use the option rescan and check for the issue, and you can settle it.
Okay.
If you want to scan some more new model, you can use the select on screen, or you can directly select from this advanced view page. So whatever, in order to update your already created module, you can use the option rescan. Yeah. Okay, wildcard we done and rescan. What else? Then, okay. And here we have one option, import subset and export subset. So these options enable us to export our project so that we can share it with other team members. And if you want to work, if you want to change something in others project, or you want to do something with the others project, you can use the option import subset. So it will, if you are trying to so we can export the subset from test case also, from module section or test case section, or even in the execution section, we can do this action, import subset or export subset. So if you are trying to export the subset from module section, it will just export the module part. It will not export the test cases that are related to that particular module. But if you're trying to export the subset from test case section, it will include the modules, the related modules, and the execution, everything it will include. So for example, if I'm trying to export the subset, It will ask the name. So the format will be .tsu, which means Tosca subset. The file format will be for both import subset and export subset option. The file format would be .tsu, which means Tosca subset. And I'm giving some name. Example. Okay, it's B. Okay. Um, it's being export. Okay. Now you can see example.tsu, which is exported one. So you can share this file with your team members so they can use your project. Or sometimes, if you are working for different clients, but the application will look like the same, almost the same, but some things will be different. So in that kind of time, you can reuse the already created project. So for that options, you can use this import subset and export subset in order to reuse your project. So we exported it now. So if you want to use it, you can import in your project. And while importing, so I'm going to import one file. Mm, I'm going to use the modules in that file in the upcoming classes. So I'm not going to waste my time on creating modules for each and every function. So I'll be using that input, sorry, that subset. Mm, okay. I'm importing this test case design.esu file. So while importing, we will get an option merge and import. We will get three options. One is merge or import or cancel. So import means directly it will import the subset whatever we are trying to import. Merge means that helps us to, for example, I have login thing, and the importing subset also have some module called login, which has similar module attributes in them. So you can see it's showing me four mergeable objects form. Choose the action you want to perform. So if I'm clicking on import option, it will just import the subset without any changes. It will just import the subset. And if I'm trying to merge means some duplicates will be present there. In the importing subset, maybe I have the module which has the same like this login module or some menu links. So if you want to merge the duplicates, you can use the option merge. So now I'm going to show you with that merge option. What got now? Okay. So I guess some standard modules were there in my importing subset, so it got merged. Okay, ignore that. So you can see I have the login page here and login. So login and login page. So which are similar one, but I have some more controls here in login, this login module. So after importing also, or even if you are working, in order to merge the option, if you go to modules menu, you can see merge module option. So in order to use that merge module option, you'll just select both modules that you want to merge with. So in my case, login and login page, those two modules are similar. So I want to merge it. I don't want any duplicates here in my module. So that time you can select the modules you want to merge, and you can use the option merge modules under modules tab.
But when you import it, you already selected the merge on that time, right?
Yeah, actually what happened is I have some standard modules, I guess. I have standard modules. Standard modules will come to the topic. So I guess in the importing file, I have three standard modules which are similar to the, already we have standard modules in our project. So in importing file also, I guess there may be some standard modules. So I guess it got merged. I'm not sure about that. So I'll check on that if the standard modules are there in the importing subset, and I'll let you know if those got merged or not. So you can see after selecting the merge modules, the window we will get the window like this. So target module and source module. So after I merge, after I do the merge thing, the target module will be there, and the source module will get deleted. So it will be removed after doing we doing the merge option. So here you can see, here we can select the controls that we
Which one
want
is
to.
the source module here? If you just move the uh,
Okay, so this is the source module. You can see login page module is the source module, and target module is login, which is already which we have created in this project. So
right,
login page is the source module which we imported now.
right.
That's what we can select from here. What and all controls to be there in the newly merged module, we can select from here. And sometimes if we want to, if we want this source module to be target module and target module to be source module, we can switch modules. Using the switch modules, it will be switched target module and source module. So login page is here and login module is here. So uh, this login forgot password, and this page, I guess. Sorry. Um,
Because this is the source.
So this is forgot password 1. So
One.
I can unlink it. If I don't need that particular module, I can unlink it. So you can see 4 attributes will be okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here we have email, right? Email text box. This is email text box. So if I am linking it with the already email one, it will not create the new separate text box. So if I'm linking it, you can see 3 attributes will be added. So if I am not linking the attributes from source module, it will get added to the target module. Even if it is already presented in the target module, it will be added. So password remember me and forgot password will be added to the target module. But if I am linking, so password text box is here, and in source module also I have password text box. So if I am linking it, it will be merged. It will both password text boxes will be merged. But if I'm not linking means it will be separately created. So remember me. So for example, I'm leaving this forgot password unmapped. Okay, so we'll see that after merging. Okay, we have one attribute. So I'm getting 3 attributes. 3 attribute causes a conflict resolve conflict, which means the properties we have selected in the both module, target module and source module is slightly different. So we have to make sure both are similar. So you can see here we have selected ID property and in here we have selected name property. So we can use either ID property or name property. So which means I can select whatever property should be there after merging. So for now I'm selecting this name property. And for ID, it may be empty. I don't want the ID property. So I'm again selecting I'm selecting it. On it. I guess it's loaded. Oh, that's the. Mhm. Mhm. Give me some time. It got started, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so for ID property, I'm selecting empty box. which means I don't need that property in my uh, merged one. So self-healing data. So self-healing property. So one option in Tosca called self-healing property. So which helps us to, for example, there are some changes in the control that we have scanned, and there are some changes in property. So that time the self-healing data will try to set it up, which means while running the test case, okay, yesterday I didn't show you that, right? So by default, it would select some properties in backend while I'm scanning the controls. Tosca will in the background, it will select some properties as self-healing properties. Okay, so in the time of some changes that have been made in the application, it will try to make the controls work without any hindrance. So that is called that is what self-healing properties. So for each model that we are scanning, Tosca will select some self-healing properties. So that is what self-healing data that have been present. So for that I am selecting this login. I'll show you from the scan page what is self-healing property once I'm done with this module merge. Okay.
Okay.
Mm, okay. So now I've selected for ID property. I've selected this empty box, and self-healing data I've selected from login. And for name property, I'm going with name property, and I've selected it from login page source module. And again,
Okay. So for the email, right, ID, why I'm merging the empty?
so I can go with ID or name. So these two, I don't need these two properties in my control. I can go
Okay.
with any one property. So I prefer name property.
Okay.
You can select here also in order to avoid some thing. You can select both also, or you can go with image, sorry, ID, and you can and select the name.
So okay. So I have to select one of them, right? Anyone. ID, self-healing, or name, right?
So for these three, ID, self-healing data, name, you have to select any one from the source module or target module.
Right.
So you can select both ID and name. So name as value email and ID as value email again, and self-healing data, any one of them. So that's why while scanning, we will use the property, we will select the properties which will be stable, will be feasible. And yesterday I told you one thing, no, we don't need to select maximum number of properties. We have to keep it very less number of properties as it is possible. So ID is one property and name is one property.
Right.
So I can go with any one of them in my control. I can have any one of them, and Tosca will be able to identify the control email one using the selected property. I can select the both properties also, so I prefer the name property. I can go with the ID property. Any one of them is also fine. Mm, I'm not getting so. Can you come again? Yeah. If I'm selecting empty means it will be discarded.
Okay.
While the merge module is created, this property you can see if I'm selecting the empty cell, the name property is getting striked out, which means it will not be added to my newly created module.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, in the same way for password, I'm again selecting the self-filling data from target module, and for ID, again here I have ID and name. So okay, I'll go with password and name. I don't want that property. And remember me,